Hey guys, it's Tasha. Welcome to my channel. Today I have these two beautiful ladies with me. I decided to do something a little bit different, but kind of on the same things of what I did with Kayla and doing my besties makeup. We decided to just get together and have some Bloody Marys and do makeup because it's raining out. So that's what you do in Minnesota when it's rainy. So I did both of their makeups today, so obviously there's going to be two separate videos, so I am just going to break them up. And if you want to see how to do Sonia's makeup, which is a little bit more dramatic, a little more intense, we got like a purple smoky eye with a hint of maroon in it, then just keep watching.
Yeah.
Do it.
Hashtag.
Watch this.
So to start Sonia's look, I am going to use some 3M medical tape under her eyes. This is just going to help me keep nice clean lines when I'm doing her dramatic eye. And I like this over Scotch tape because it's just a little more gentle on the skin. Now I'm going to go ahead and prime her eyelids. I'm just using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I'm going to start off by using a product that I've recently added to my collection. This is the NYX eyeshadow base in white. So I'm going to use a concealer brush to add that to the inner half of her eyelid. And then I'm going to add some very light toned purples on over top of that. Then I'm going to take a black, I believe this is a NYX jumbo eye pencil, and just cut out that outer C of her eye. And then I'm going to set it with some black shadow. I would have preferred matte, but I only had shimmer at the time. Then I'm going to add some mid-tone purples to the center of her eye. This is just going to help me blend out between the black and then the really light purples that are on the inner corner of her eye. Now I'm taking a clean, fluffy blending brush and just blending it all together. My intention wasn't to have this be a black, kind of gray smoky eye, so I wanted to add some more purples over top of that black, still utilizing the black to darken up the purples that I had, but I definitely didn't want it to be a gray or black smoky eye. So I just added those colors, blended it in, and used the same color that we put on the inner corner of her eye for her brow bone highlight. I wanted to do a dramatic wing liner, so this is where this 3M medical tape really comes in handy because it really helps you carve out that wing and make sure they're even on both sides. So now once I remove gently this 3M medical tape, I'm just going to take a makeup cleaning wipe and just dust off any fallout. Now taking this Smashbox primer water, I'm going to not only set her lids, but I'm going to prime her face. And now using a primer, I'm using the Urban Decay Brightening and Tightening Primer. And Sonia brought her own foundation today, so we are using the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I'm not exactly sure what shade she's in, but I'm just going to go ahead and apply this with a Sigma F80 flat top kabuki brush, really making sure to press it into the skin and then using circular motions to blend it out all over her face. For concealer, I decided to use two different concealers today. The first one I'm using is the Pro Concealer that I got from morphebrushes.com. So I'm just going to put this under her eyes in that triangle shape and then go up and down the bridge of her nose, a little bit on her forehead, and then I'm going to move on to the other concealer, which is the Age Rewind Concealer. And then I'm going to just blend it out with the Sigma Tapered Kabuki brush. And then once I do that, I also do a little bit of blending with the regular flat top kabuki as well, just to make sure everything blends in really nicely with the rest of her foundation. Sonia really wanted me to do some contouring today, so obviously I'm going to give my girl what she wants. I am using the Anastasia of Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit, and I am just taking a small little foundation brush and carving out her cheekbones down the bridge of her nose, and then just a little bit on her forehead. Then I'm going to take a damp beauty sponge and blend it out all over her face. Again, want to make sure it blends in really nicely with her foundation. Now for the highlight portion of her highlight and contour, I'm going to take one of the lighter shades, another foundation brush, carve out underneath her cheekbones, again a little bit on the top of her forehead, and then I did do a little more down the bridge of her nose. So now I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out with the same beauty sponge. To set her concealer, I am using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Smooth Operator Powder. I have been loving this powder for under eyes. I just feel like it keeps my under eyes smooth all day. You do have to be careful with Flashback. You want to make sure that once you're done baking that you do wipe off all that excess powder. For her bronzer, I did just use a little bit of the NYX Matte Bronzer, put it on a smaller foundation brush, carved it out, and then blended it with a kabuki brush. I'm adding a little bit more light powder. This is just the Coty Air Spun powder. I'm just putting this on the other areas that I highlighted. And then while she's baking, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of blush on her just to give her a nice little pop of color. Moving on to her brows, I am using both the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz as well as the Dip Brow Pomade, and these are both in the shade Taupe. So I'm just going to go ahead and line out her brows and then really fill them in. I wanted to use both today because I really wanted to give her a nice full sculpted brow. And to finish them off, I'm just using the L'Oreal Brow Plumper. Now, because I decided I wanted to do a really dramatic eye, I decided to go back in with just a little bit more color. So I am using a glitter eyeshadow glue, putting a little bit on the center of her lids, and I am adding a MAC pigment to the center of her lids. This looks super dramatic now, but once I buff everything out and blend everything together, I add a little bit more of that purple here, and then again, blend it out. It looks really nice. Also, why you want to wait until the very end to wipe off your baking powder, because we did have a little bit of fallout from that pigment, but it was fine because we brushed it off and her makeup was still perfect underneath. To finish her look, I am using a Sigma lip brush with a little bit of Ulta Matte liquid lipstick, and then once I'm done with that, I brush off her baking powder, and this look is good to go. If you like this look, definitely give it a thumbs up and please subscribe.
What happened? You do know that it's our credit? Do I smell like a soup kitchen?
Nothing like that haircut.
I always am interested in what people's lipsticks look like what shape they're in.
Oh,
Is that
yes.
yours?
That one I barely use. That's why it's like pretty good. Yeah. That one's what is that?
Is this what my hair looks like at practice and no one tells me?
There's a mirror there. Don't act like you know.
There's a wall of mirrors. You know what it looks like. I need you to get closer. Like, I need you to pretend like we're friends.
Me too.
See why
Oh,
did I miss
there.
that?
Oh. Here's Gabby. I was like, we can't. Oh. She's doing the f***ing Macarena.
What do the kids do?
That's the Dylan move. Oh God. When you post this, then I'm gonna have to tag Dylan in, and he's gonna be like, what the fuck? And then I just need to have this.
Right. What's